are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, Ulises, it is the series we have been waiting for, and I assume our listeners have been waiting for. Rays and Yankees, best of 5, Petco Park, San Diego, all games in prime time. I'm going to get right to the point. Ulises, how do you see this series shaking out between the big bad New York Yankees and our Tampa Bay Rays?
I want to hear the dugout screamed as loud as they did in the Bronx the last day that they played over there. That's the kind of energy that I want. And I really hope the mics are pumped up so we can all hear it at home. That's the energy that you want. Right. That last game at the Bronx, to come out firing. That's what you need. Obviously, it's Gerrit Cole. So it's a little bit more difficult to do than with Montgomery. But that's the energy. If you just want that, that fire to be there. And I do not think that there'll be lacking of any passion from the Rays. They want this, man. And the quotes there, they seem a little bit reality TV from both sides from this weekend. Mm-hmm. But I love it. I'm eating it up, and a lot of baseball fans are eating it up too. It's great. I'm loving it.
Is it bad that I'm not totally nervous of Gerrit Cole? The Rays have faced him 3 times this year and have, I wouldn't say handled him, but they've scored on him this year. And they've shown, look, okay, so he allowed 3 runs in 4 2/3, 2 runs in 6 2/3, and 4 runs in 5 innings pitched in his 3 appearances against the Rays. That has been enough for the Rays to win games.
He hasn't posted a single victory against the Rays. So I do think that you can say that they've handled him, but it's still, it's still Gerrit Cole. So that's the issue here.
But we have Blake Snell. Blake Snell is pitching.
Hey,
Snell won a Cy Young too. Hey.
100%. And Gerrit Cole hasn't even won a Cy Young, right? Verlander won it last year. So, right. Yeah, we definitely have the pedigree, and he took a no-hit until the 6th a week ago. So you've got Blake in his 100% stature going against the Yankees. So that doesn't negate the fact that it's going to be a tough matchup. I think you can be a little bit less nerve-wracking, anime right. But still going to be a tough game.
I don't disagree. It's going to be a tough game, but again, I look back to the Rays last week of the season and what they were able to do against 3 really good starters. One who's won 2 Cy Youngs and might win a 3rd in Jacob deGrom, winning against him, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola. And I think having that experience of, okay, we can win against really good pitching and we can win nail-biting games helps our cause going forward. And look, I think if this series goes to 5, which it certainly seems that way, it could go to 5. I just don't think the Yankees have the pitching depth, whether it's starters or bullpen, to hang with the Rays. Look, they put literally all their money, all their chips in on one guy, and that was Gerrit Cole. And yeah, you might turn to him on short rest in Game 5. We know the history of that, but I think this could come down to who has the depth, who has the arms, who has the guys on the bench that can produce. And I think that's where I would give the Rays the edge here.
100%. I think the depth, not only in pitching, but in position players, goes to the Rays. Now, before any pitch was thrown in the postseason, we both said Cleveland had the best pitching, hands down.
Right.
The Yankees decimated that great pitching. That kind of has me a little bit worried because we talk great about our pitching. Mm-hmm. I mean, Shane Bieber is probably the AL Cy Young. I don't think anybody's going to take that away from Bieber. So that might be troublesome. In fact, that's Sully's argument from Locked On MLB that the Yankees have the edge because what's Tampa's biggest weapon? Their pitching. Cleveland's biggest weapon, pitching. Yankees got through them. They can get through Tampa Bay. Now, I obviously disagree.
Right.
But it does make you think, well, the bats need to respond. And it's good that the last game that they played against the Jays and they're clinching, the bats did go off. And you kind of saw everybody contributing, especially two guys that rarely contributed in the whole season with Zunino and Renfroe.
Yeah. And I think, again, it's hard to decipher how this would all work out, but the fact that the Rays are so familiar with the Yankees and vice versa, like they know where to pitch and where not to pitch to Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and guys like that. So I think that's a little bit of a factor too. Look, I'll totally acknowledge, yes, the Rays went 8-2 against the Yankees in the regular season, but you know, the Yankees were missing some of their big horses. I think there were times where they were without Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and some other guys like that. Yeah,
for 6 games out of 10, but
that's
the time
a pretty
that they
big
were
number
all healthy.
Right there.
But out of the time they were healthy, which were the first 4 games, the Tampa Bay Rays took 3 of those.
Were 2 of those the walk-offs though, or one of those?
Correct.
Okay, so that's that's
I know.
Close,
it's a tough. It's
a wash at that point. If it comes down to a walk-off, it's a wash.
Well, exactly. Okay, so then it was a wash. Exactly, it's 1-1. It's gonna be a tough matchup. I think we're all aware of that. Anybody that says the Rays in 3, I hope to have your confidence in anything in life, because it must be a good life to have that much confidence. I think this is gonna go the limit. I think this one's gonna go 5, and if it goes 5. I think that's advantage Rays because of the pitching. Who are they going to throw game 4? You can't throw Cole game 4, right?
I don't think you can. I mean, you can, but I think it could be a disaster.
2 days rest? Yeah. And then you don't have them for maybe 3 days rest for the 5th game? I guess it all depends if the Rays go up or not during the series. If the Rays are up 2-0 and then they tie it up to 2-2,
right?
You know, maybe you do throw him game 4. I don't know. It's going to be tough, but I think if I need a game, it's this one, because this would be just so demoralizing for the Yankee fan base and the Yankee players. Like, this is your guy. This is your $324 million guy. You need a win from this guy. So if you don't get one, oh boy.
Look, I hate to say this, but if the Rays go up 1-0, I don't want to say the series is over, but it is so weighted in their favor. Like, okay, you trust Tanaka to beat Glass now. Who are you throwing out in Game 3 against
Montgomery against Morton?
They don't even know. Like,
they don't even know.
Draw a name out of a hat and see it. Okay, Garcia, can we throw him out? Montgomery.
Game 4, we got Fleming. We got Yarbrough. Who do they have? Hap? Come on, enough Hap. No, I don't care about his last two outings. The Rays faced him and they beat the hell out of him. So I don't know.
Yeah. And here's another thing, and I talked about this in this series versus the Blue Jays, and I think this could really be a difference maker. Defense, and the difference between how good these defenses are. The Yankees haven't been a good defense this year. The Rays, of course, have been extremely good, elite level. And you're talking about going to a ballpark, an unfamiliar ballpark that has a fast infield, big outfield, deep alleys.
Right.
That can play into the Rays' hands, and that could play disastrously for the Yankees. I want to give you some numbers courtesy of listener Brian Stark, who put together a great compilation of all the in-depth numbers and statistics. Team fielding percentage, the Rays 985, Yankees 977. The Rays made 33 errors, tied for 10th in the MLB. Yankees made 47, last in baseball. Team defensive runs saved, Rays had 24, 5th in MLB. Yankees -1, 17th in MLB. Team UZR, Rays were at 14.8, third best in baseball. Yankees -2, 94.8, 17th in baseball. So
that
again,
sounds
and there's been a lot of games where I think, you just Google Yankees errors, and there's been games where they give up 3-4 errors, and they're going to lose those games. And the Rays have shown they've been able to capitalize on
it happened
mistakes.
against the Jays.
Yes.
At Salem Field. That I don't remember quite.
Well, it happened in the wild card series. I mean.
Yeah. So I think that's a great point, but I want to add on to that. You talk about the fast infield, the spacious outfield as well. Well, if they're not a good defensive team, a ball gets by somebody, guess what? The Rays also have wheels.
Yeah.
They've been a great base stealing team. They have the speed to go first to third, and that would really benefit them if a ball gets loose and then, it's off to the races with them. Who else went first to third yesterday? Austin Meadows.
Wow, okay.
He was running from first to third, doing some batting drills, some running drills. So,
we see some DH action from Austin Meadows. I do not want to see him in the outfield to save my life.
No, the outfield is set, and I think every Rays fan agrees that you have to have Kiermaier in center, and then you have Randy Arozarena in left, and you have Manny Margot in right field.
And you can sub in Brett Phillips and Hunter Renfroe if needed.
Exactly. That's the outfield. Now shortstop, obviously you got Willie, and second base you got Brandon Lau, and then now you're playing with the corners, first and third.
Right.
And that'll be fun to watch. But if Austin Meadows is available, and I think that just deepens the lineup. It just makes it a little bit lengthier and a little bit harder for Cole to get through.
Yeah. Look, I know Austin Meadows has had a disastrous year this season, but he's still Austin Meadows. This is still the guy that got AL MVP votes in 2019. So I would rather have Austin Meadows than not have Austin Meadows.
100%.
Sure. I got some over-unders here for tonight.
Okay.
Snell, over under 5 2/3.
I thought you were gonna say 5 innings, and I was like 5 1/3. Over 5 2/3. Yes, he's gonna get through 6. Yeah,
I'll say yes too. Cole, over under 105 pitches this evening.
Yes, he's gonna go over 105. Yeah, you don't pay somebody $300 million to go 82.
Yeah, we need you to throw out 324 pitches this series.
Right.
That's what they need. Over under 7 runs scored in this game. That's the betting line, by the way.
Under 7.
See, if it's under 7, I really like the Rays' chances.
Yeah.
In close, low-scoring ball games. Okay. I'll go under 2. I'll go under. Although I really think it could be 7, but I'll go under. Over under 1 Rays player gets his name mispronounced or said incorrectly.
I'm gonna say 0 because I'm gonna be listening to Andy.
Okay. I should have specified on the TV broadcast, but you will not know that because you'll be listening to Dave and Andy and doing the multi-stream thing. Okay. Well, I guess this one is thrown out the window. I was going to say over under 1 mention of the Rays play in Tampa instead of St. Petersburg, or some kind of stadium mention, whether that's related to
attendance or something.
Yes, or Montreal or whatever. Some kind of.
See, why would anybody do this? Just put the TV on mute, listen to Dave and Andy, and then you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna be hugging the blanket like a stress pillow, like I did on Game 1 of the Wild Card Series, though, because again, it's the Yankees, it's the ALDS, it's Cole, it's Snell. It's all these over-unders that I've already put my stake and reputation towards. So yeah, I'll be sweating today.
How great would it be, though, if, not saying this is going to happen, but if the Rays do what they did in Game 2 of the Wild Card, go up 8-2 by the second, third inning. Okay, I can move on to football. It's Monday Night Football. I can do the switcheroo here. Please,
I
Rays,
can't do that.
Do that for my
I
sake.
don't want to. I don't do switcheroos in the postseason.
Yes,
but I will definitely be able to just kind of enjoy the minutia of the game and the little details for sure. You never answered this for me though. Cole,
Uh-huh.
Will he pitch again after game 1?
Yeah, I'll say he does. I mean, if it goes to 5, he'll pitch again.
And if they're down and they need a game 4 victory, will he?
I'll say no, but you're making a convincing argument there.
But
again, maybe hey, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have given Cole $324 million. You should have signed Dallas Keuchel and Zach Wheeler, and you could have signed 2-3 good arms. I mean, you could really sign an entire team for $324 million, but like they could have been more efficient with their dollars and cents here. A guy that's 30 years old.
Just imagine what the Rays could do if they just had that wallet. I mean, they'd be the LA Dodgers. That's actually no. I take that back. We know what the Rays would be. They would be probably the LA Dodgers. No, look. Just to wrap up here, this is going to be a great series. Everybody's pumped. The Rays are going to come out. I think the depth is there. The Yankees, I don't trust their pitching. I don't trust their bullpen. Nope. And yeah, they've got big arms, but the stable is no joke. So I'm going to go with, I want to say in 4, but it's probably going to be 5.
Okay. I'll say 5 as well. Rays in 5, and similarly to the Blue Jays, I don't trust the Yankees pitching depth nor their defense, and that's why I'm going with the Rays here. All right, be sure to check out and subscribe to our brand new Patreon page, patreon.com/Rays Unfiltered. That wraps up this edition of Locked On Rays. Now tell your smart device to play the most recent episode of Locked On MLB. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.